make the earrings, you'll need 2 earrings. These are actually earrings as we bought them from the craft store. They're made ready to decorate. We're going to show you how we like to decorate them. This is sort of a marquise shape in wire, gold wire, a little bit hammered, 18 millimeters across and 36 millimeters high. And this pair came with gold earring wires already attached. And we thought it would be fun to decorate with green aventurine briolettes. These briolettes are about 6 millimeters across. They're faceted and they're top drilled, meaning they're sort of a teardrop shape and they're drilled across the top. And then we got some seed beads. These are tiny Delica, very fine seed beads in a mixed metal collection. And we're going to put it together with some 26 gauge gold wire. And the only tool we'll need is wire cutters. Before we get started making the earring, I want to show you what we're going to do. This is the earring finding that we found at a craft store. Already had an earring wire in it, and it's kind of marquise shape, and we thought it'd be fun to wire some beads from top to bottom. So we have some seed beads and the briolettes in the middle, and we're just going to wire them on. So to do that, I cut a piece of our 26 gauge gold wire. This is about 7 inches long. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold a little piece of tail out, and with my thumb I'm going to hold the wire up against this marquise shape. And I want the wire to come up the center from the outside, so I'm going to start by going outside. You'll see what I mean when we get to the bottom. And I'm going to make 3 wraps here around our marquise finding. So there's 1, here's 2. I'm trying not to get too many kinks in the wire, but 26 gauge wire is pretty thin, which we like because it's delicate, but it also kinks a little bit. So there's 3 wraps. And see, now I'm coming up through the bottom from the back side of the earring. So that's why I started in that direction. And I'm going to push these wraps together with my nails, and I'm going to push them to the bottom of the marquise. And now we can start at the bottom and build our beads on this piece of wire. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with 7 of these little Delica seed beads. I just did an experiment with putting the beads on, putting on the seed beads, and then lining up the briolettes and seeing what number beads it took to get those briolettes centered. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What turned out it was 7 was the magic number. And I'm just going to slide those down to the bottom of our marquise. And now I'm going to slide on the 3 briolettes that are going to go on this earring. And these are top drilled, even though on the earring they're side drilled really. They're going to hang sideways. But it's important that you get briolettes that are drilled this way, because when you put them on the wire, they automatically line themselves up. They find their little triangle shapes, their triangle tops, and line themselves up. And I'm going to slide them down to the seed beads, where you can see that they just line right up. And then I'm going to add 6 of the Delica beads on the top. I like to fish the beads onto the wire this way. If you try to pick them up one at a time, I just find my fingers get in the way. I can't even see what I'm doing. That's 3, 4, 5. This way you can just take the wire and tip the bead onto the wire like that. I'm going to slide those down like that. And now I want to come up from the back side. I've got all my work is on the front. I'm going to pull it through to the back. I'm going to come up from the back, and I'm going to go through this little hole. They provided a little top hole for us, so I think they intended that you could dangle something from this little hole. But you might find a marquise piece like this that doesn't have the hole. You can wire directly onto the top like you did the bottom. But since we have that hole, I'm going to go ahead and use it. I'm going to come up from the back, and I'm going to go through there, and I'm just going to pull that taut. So I'm just going to push all the beads down. I want to get it pretty tight in there, so when I did that experiment, I found that 6 beads was the right distance from here to that little hole. If you didn't have the hole, you might want 7 beads to match the bottom. And now I've got that nicely suspended. I'm going to go in through the front on one side and out the back Pull that pretty tight. And then I'm just going to do that 2 more times. I'm going right through that little hole they provided us. And then I'm going to do just 1 more. I'm going in through like that. And that 1 more. I want to do 3 wraps, the same as I did on the bottom. And like I said, if you don't have this little hole to go through, you can just wrap right onto the side of your finding. So I'm going to pull the wire around to the back. Now we can trim the ends of this wire. I'm going to turn it over. This is the back of the earring here. And I'm going to use my wire cutters. And I'm just going to trim that little piece of wire. When you go around that many times, it's not going to come undone. I know you might be worried, but all you have to do is try to take one of these apart, like do an experiment to see how many beads you need, and then take it apart to retrieve your beads, and you will believe me that it is hard to undo that wire. I'm going to trim that one like that, and then I can just pull the wraps to the bottom, and I have a match to our other beautiful, fun, easy drop earrings.